What are we getting wrong in trying to move forward in our careers?
Yep. So there's a few things. The first thing you touched on it. That's something that I coach people on all the time, and I even talk about in my content, is the quickest way to get a pay raise is to change jobs. And the fact that you brought up, like, being a company man, like this definitely has to do with that. Um, where the attitude with our employers has changed, where they almost have a turn and burn mentality with their employees, right? The tech company I used to work at used to have 600 employees on average. They have half that now in more recent years because they're just turning and burning people, and they're building a reputation for themselves that you don't want to work there. Um, but yeah, to answer your question, it's you can. What I think what happens with employers is you're with them long enough that they think they can either take advantage of you, or they think that everything is going good because they don't ask for your genuine feedback, and even if they do, they don't take it to heart when you give it to them. That tends to happen. I'm trying not to blast all employers because not all employers are like this, but I see this as a very common thread. Um, Even with executive people, VPs that I work with. So that's one thing. Another thing is like you don't realize how far you can go with just a resume that's on point. I review hundreds of resumes every year, and again, this is anecdotal based on my experience, but based on the hundreds of resumes I've seen, the average resume is around a 30% match for the job. So there's 70% of an opportunity there to opt for optimization to position yourself as a better candidate. I once had a coaching client that had graduated from college, and he had his degree for 7 years in a very in-demand field, but didn't he still couldn't find his first job in that very in-demand field because he did a terrible job at presenting himself as a qualified candidate. And my background, like I said earlier, is in marketing and in tech. Your resume is a marketing tool for yourself. And the better that people understand and realize that, the better you will catch the eye of employers. So that's one of the things we do in my coaching program is help people understand, how do you get your resume to go from a 30% match to an 80% match every single time? Because even at an 80% match, you're doing 3 times better than everyone else competing for that job. So you're in the top 1% for every job you apply to. These are the kinds of things that people don't realize. Like, this is what you're missing.